Now let's start the coding process. It will be a long process because this code isn't just 4 or 5 lines. It's a pretty long code, but I will explain each line and we will write it together and you will get to understand how everything works. In this first example, we will use ESP32 as HTTP server using Wi-Fi access point mode. We are going to demonstrate how to turn the ESP32 into an access point and serve up web pages to any connected client. To start with this, first you need to plug your ESP32 board and you need to run the Arduino software. We already explained how to download, install the software, and how to get it to recognize your ESP board. Now, start by creating a new project in Arduino and let's save this project. Now let's call it ESP32 Webserver and click Save. Now we need to start by including the Wi-Fi library because we are going to use Wi-Fi connection. So write include Wi-Fi .h. Now this library provides ESP32 specific Wi-Fi methods we are calling to connect to network. Following that, we also include the Webserver library, include server.h. Now this library has some methods available that will help us setting up a server and handling incoming HTTP requests without needing to worry about low-level implementation details. So these two libraries are essential in our coding process, and to make sure that everything is fine, you need to compile. Now as you can see, the Wi-Fi library isn't recognized. Now this needs to be capital, so again verify. Now done compiling. As we are setting the ESP32 in access point mode, it will create a Wi-Fi network. Hence we need to set its SSID, password, IP address, IP subnet mask, and IP gateway. These are all information that we need to make sure that our ESP will act in access point mode. So let's get started by putting our SSID. Write const character and SSID. We will leave this. I will write it when we finish the coding process. Now constant character again for the password, and we will leave this. Now after that we need to put the IP address parameters. So IP address local IP, and you need to enter your local IP details. Usually there are 198, 168, and you need to add a comma between them. Next you need to make the gateway settings. And they are usually very similar to the above settings. Next you'll need to write your IP address, subnet mask, Now I will show you how you can get this information for your network. Okay, now if you want to get these information so that you can fill them correctly, you need to go to the start menu and open up the PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, or you can simply write CMD. These both will work. Now if you wrote CMD, start menu, CMD, all what you need to do is write ipconfig while you are connecting to your wireless network, and from there you can see that we have this information, and from this information we can get everything we want. Now here I know that the subnet mask for my network is 255.255.255.0, just like this one, and the default gateway is 192.168.0.1, so I will have to change this to 0.1, and link local IP address, or the IP address for my computer is 192.168.0.107, so this has to be 0, and we can change this to 10 or any other IP address. This will be our ESP server IP address, so make sure that you choose an IP address that isn't used by any other device in your network. So this is how you set these things up, and you can compile your code to make sure that everything is fine and correct. Done compiling. In the next lesson, we are going to declare an object of the web server so that we can start calling our web server and start initiating control action. That's it for this lesson. What we did is we included the Wi-Fi and web server library. We created the SSID and password for our local Wi-Fi network, and we assigned the local IP gateway and subnet mask for our Wi-Fi network. Now, if you have any question about anything in this lecture, you can ask in the Q&A board. That's it for this lesson. This is Ashraf from Educational Engineering Team.